In this video, we're going to start talking about topic 4.3, which is solving quadratic equations by taking square roots. The essential question that we're going to answer is, what is an imaginary number and how is it useful in solving quadratic equations? And our I can statement is, I can solve a quadratic equation by solving for roots in the complex number system. So we're going to do this explore activity and we're going to investigate a few ways of solving a simple quadratic equation. So the first thing we're going to do is try to solve it by graphing. So I'm actually not going to use the graph patch that's there. I'm going to use Desmos to graph it because why not? We have our graphing calculator, we might as well use it. So you'll notice I've already put in the left side of the equation, which is x squared. I'm going to also put in y equals 16, which is the right side, but you'll notice on Desmos I don't get it. I need to either zoom out a little bit or I need to change my settings. So I'm going to choose to change my y-axis to like 20 so I can see my values. And what they mean by solving is, when they cross, what are your x values? So when they cross, your x values are the solutions. So it looks like my solutions are -4 and +4. So in this one, so I would do, since we just sketched that, I would go ahead, do yourself a nice little sloppy graph here. We know that our solutions are supposed to be there. So I would probably sketch it through like that, sketch it through like this, and overemphasize where my solutions are. They are at -4 and +4. We're going to do this same problem now in B, but we're going to use factoring to do it. We learned in topic 4.1 that we could move the 16 to the other side and solve with the zero product property. So we're going to subtract the 16, which equals 0, and then I'm going to do a difference of squares factoring. So I know that I'm going to take the square root of x squared, which is x, and the square root of 16, which is 4, make one a plus and one a minus. Then by the zero product property, I set each one of the factors equal to 0. Then I'm going to subtract the 4, and then I'm going to add the 4. So my solutions, again, are -4 and +4. Now I am going to solve it by taking the square root of both sides. And there is a little note in here that reminds us that when we take a square root of a number, we get not only the positive version, but the negative version of that number, because we don't know what originally was under that. So I have x squared equals 16. I'm going to take the square root of both sides, but when I take the square root of the right side, I always write it. Technically, there's a plus minus on both sides, but I only ever write it on the number side. So I get plus or minus the square root of 16. I know the square root of 16 is 4, so it'd be plus or minus 4, which is the same answer we got the other two ways.